Guys, this is Monami Frost and today I'm back here with my husband, and as you know from the title of the video and with my husband sitting here that we're going to talk about tattoos more. And today we're going to talk about the tattoo pain.
How tattoos hurt and how we can explain that feeling for those ones who maybe haven't got tattooed before and maybe wondering how it actually feels, or for the ones who have tattoos and they can compare if that's how they would describe this as well.
Do we start with describing how it feels?
I think we should start with how each of us describes how would it feel getting tattooed. Maybe we could describe it differently. How would you describe to someone who never had tattoos? How would you, and they would ask you how it feels? Like, what would you say?
It's different for me for both like line work and coloring. Obviously it's like a little bit different, and to some places that are the most painful for me, when lining it feels like it's basically cutting your skin. In the most painful places, it has felt like someone is cutting my skin open or just cutting me in pieces almost. But obviously in some places where it doesn't hurt that bad, it doesn't feel like that. It feels more like someone is scratching me, like with, I don't know, almost like with a key or something like not very sharp but dull. Because of, like, I think it's probably because of the motion of the needle, how it is. So yeah, that's like when lining, I think, for me. And when it's coloring, it's way easier for me to handle color work, I think, and like not focus on everything that much because it doesn't feel like someone's cutting into me. It just feels like, just like scratching, like constantly like scratching, and maybe like cat scratching or something like that, or with something as well, like very dull, just like that your skin is being scratched, or when you fall on like a concrete and you scratch your knees or something like that. That's how it feels in that first moment, kind of like heat mixed with like scratchiness. I don't know even how to explain it. It's hard to explain, but yeah, that moment when you fall on the concrete when you're a kid and you scratch your like knees, that, but like continuous, like for hours and such. And I think that's how I would describe that feeling. Yeah, and like plus it's like that heat like that goes while it's happening. Yeah, I think that's about it from me.
Yeah.
So
that was quite detailed and pretty much the same what I would as well say. I think when you said it feels like cutting, I don't as well. It doesn't feel like it's sharp cutting. It doesn't feel like it's cutting with like a scalpel or sharp knife or razor or something. It more feels like it's cutting with something really dull, kind of like with glass, maybe with broken glass, and you would kind of cut and slice and stuff. So I would describe that kind of quite similar to that as well. Really cutting feeling, and also like a cat scratch when cat has jumped on you and scratched your arm or something, that always it kind of still carries on burning after that. When it happens, you know, it doesn't just disappear suddenly. It always like burns. And so same with tattooing as well. It's just like a burning scratch. That's how it feels. It doesn't really feel like really badly painful. It like depends on placement, of course, but all the time it kind of doesn't feel super painful, but it feels really uncomfortable, that you just want to kind of wiggle and you want to get out of that feeling because you're just so uncomfortable that something is kind of like scratchy, burning you all the time.
Probably like because our bodies are obviously not meant to be going through that kind of pain for a continuous amount of time, and especially with you knowing that it's happening. I think, you know, like obviously when accidents happen or something like that, your body reacts in a way and knows how to, I think, deal with it. But when you're like like yourself decide and subconsciously like kind of prepared, still your body doesn't know how to react. So that's why all that like I think wiggling, and you're trying to kind of fight or flight like a thing that kicks in your body. So yeah, I think that's kind of thing that is going on. And for me as well, when like it's really painful, I think as well because of that that thing that kicks in your like that primate thing that kicks in your brain, is for me like I get like super anxious and my anxiety kicks in if it's really bad. I just want to escape. I just go into panic mode if like some of the most painful tattoos that I've had like have caused panic attacks for me, and I just can't I just start like bawling my eyes out, and I just don't know what else to do, and I don't know how to put myself together, and it's kind of like your body's going through a shock for me, and just like my mental state as well is just going through a shock, and that's it.
It's a lot of things happening with your body when you get tattooed. You also start sweating, or some people get really cold, other people get sweaty and like dizzy and stuff, and other people can easily sit for the tattoos, and other people really struggle and stuff. But about that your mind kind of goes through anxiety and stuff. For me, it's different. For me, I'm go angry kind of more. I turn angry straight away. You know, when I'm getting tattooed and I feel that pain and I feel that I can't escape, I like really want to punch myself in the face because I'm like feeling like I'm weak and I should do it here, and just that anger kind of boiling inside me. I just really want to, I don't know, get out of that chair, and you know, I get really upset about it, and kind of in angry side upset. I'm like, I don't know why. I don't feel like crying, I feel like screaming and stuff, you know, but again, screaming not because of the pain, but screaming of how angry I feel and stuff.
Frustrating.
Yeah, frustrating and stuff. And so again, everyone is completely different when it comes to getting tattooed. Like I tattooed hundreds of people, and every single one is different, how they handle it, how they prepare for it, how they feel it as well. I talk about my customers, how it feels and stuff. And many of them describe it like a cat scratch, describe it like a cat scratch. And I think if you've never been tattooed before and you maybe feel worried about it, and you maybe feel that it's going to be too painful and stuff, firstly, what I always say is, if it would be that bad, none of us would be covered in tattoos. You know, there wouldn't be people getting tattooed if it would be that bad. So of course it's not that bad. It's bearable. Even if the places are really painful, you can still manage to go through it, and you can still do it.
What you need to focus on at that moment is just like that it's all gonna be over in like a couple of hours or whatever amount of time, and then it's gonna be there, and you don't have to go through that again on that spot, obviously, unless you want more tattoos. But yeah,
or covering up.
Or covering up. Yeah, so technically it's kind of, you can all the time thinking about like how it's gonna be over and how you're gonna be looking back at it and all of that. Like,
I never think like that. Maybe it helps you. I always think it's never gonna be over, and I always
it does feel like that sometimes. When it's really bad, it does feel like it's never gonna be over, and it's like the time's going so slow. One thing as well, I think like it's important to mention, I think the space in your head that you are in that moment when you're getting tattooed, or the day you're getting tattooed or something, I think it's very important as well. It plays a big role if it's gonna hurt or not. Because I've been tattooed on some days that I've been like not feeling that good, when we had like a very like short amount of time when we could be able to tattoo me. It felt like almost sometimes forced. There have been days when I just like completely feel out of it and down, but still like I'm like, no, okay, I'll just try and do it, and end up like with having a really bad experience and not being able to sit like through like all of it and stuff.
When you know the tattooer, when it's your friend or your brother or wife or husband or something, it's completely different. Then you can't really compare it to a normal kind of tattoo session when you actually make a booking and go tattooed by someone else, because then you prepare yourself a lot more for it and stuff. Because sometimes when it's like your friend or close one you tattooing, it always happens someone cancels and you're like, come on, let's tattoo you, you know, and kind of it's like shock feeling. Alright, I was sitting at home like 5 minutes ago and suddenly I'm getting tattooed, you know, and that can really play a role of how it feels and stuff.
Definitely. So obviously, most of the time I think nobody will have like a problem and everybody will be happy. But yeah, if you completely don't feel it and you're like, your mental state isn't okay at that moment, like I don't think you should put yourself through
better to cancel, I guess.
Better cancel than like put more stress on your body than like your mind is already putting the stress on you. So that's definitely one thing that can make it more painful than it actually is or would be.
Well, it's always all in your mind. That's what people say, like all the pain is in your mind, you know, and I know the people who can concentrate on their breathing, you know, and who can really almost I don't know, fly away, you know, from this physical body, and they just completely normal. They can have whole conversations, they don't tense, and they just completely relax and stuff. But also I have tattooed people who are tensing a lot, and it's obviously making a session a lot worse for them and for the tattooer. But I am myself that kind of person, so I can't really say, because I can't relax. All I can think of is about how bad it is and how bad it is. So yeah, I'm really bad at it.
It's difficult to navigate your own body, like in those kind of situations.
And what else I wanted to mention, a lot of people who don't have tattoos, obviously tattoos are done with needles, so they might feel, or they might think that it is close to injection or injection pain, or a lot of people say, I'm scared of needles, so I don't think I can be able to get tattooed, because they're kind of scared of, I think, of that pain what needle when it goes through your skin or inside your skin. And of course, even me, including myself, I'm not really loving needles, and most of the people who are covered in tattoos hate needles as well. But with tattooing, it's not really, it is still a needle, it's like a pin, but it doesn't really inject or go deep inside you. It's more like scratching the surface of your skin. A lot of times it doesn't even bleed or anything, because it's more like a scratch on top of your skin. So if you're worried about how badly tattoo will hurt or something like that, just like you said, remember when you fell down on the floor when you were a kid maybe, and you scratched your elbows or knees or something. That's pretty much how it kind of feels, that burning sensation and stuff. I think you should definitely get tattooed if you were scared before and you think you can handle it. I'm pretty sure you can. And many millions of people can handle. And if you've seen some of those stories when people scream when getting tattooed, on those like viral videos, that's just all probably exaggerating, like forced, or just filmed for just a shock kinda. And that's why they are filming those videos, to spread it online, because they know that those videos will be spreading and people will be like kinda, you know, getting scared and stuff. So don't pay attention to those videos. Most of the time it's all relaxed, no one's screaming. You can have conversation like when you're getting to hairdresser, pretty much, you know. You can have normal conversation.
At first it's just obviously getting used to, like, I think those first 15 minutes, like, it's just kind of like a little bit uncomfortable, and you're like trying to figure it out. But after those 15 minutes, like, you kind of start getting used to that pain, and you figure things out, and you can like easy have a conversation and like keep going.
Yeah.
So like we said before, every person is different, everyone's pain tolerance is different, so there are like online images where you can see like how it feels on which part of the body for women and for men, and we're gonna put them right here. But like we said, everybody is completely different, and you can't compare your pain tolerance to someone else's pain tolerance. And from what we know and stuff, like, apparently girls are way better at tolerating pain.
Girls are definitely way better at tolerating pain. I think you're just stronger in everything, really. Yeah, so emotionally stronger. So yeah, in there you can see that in many parts it hurts a lot more than other parts, but again, that's something individually when it comes. This is kind of more overall kind of look of how could it hurt in all those places. But I tattooed person in really kind of painful spots, and spots that were marked with red and stuff, and they were really easy. And other times I tattooed persons who shouldn't hurt at all, but they were really handling it really badly. So everyone is completely different, but that's a good kind of guideline as well, where it will hurt a little bit more and when it will hurt a little bit less, I think, for the starters. And also if your friend has some tattoo somewhere and they describe that it was really painful or not painful at all, it's possibly not going to be for you the same. It might be different, so you need to prepare for that as well. But again, it's just like a scratch, nothing to worry.
Yeah. So yeah, this was it. We're gonna actually make another video where we're gonna talk more. Actually, it's like quite a big topic here, where like we didn't realize that it was gonna like take so much time. But yeah, we're gonna talk about how it feels like over the years, like does it get easier or not, or what, and we're gonna talk about our most painful tattoos on another video, actually, where we're gonna talk more about this. And yeah, hopefully you will enjoy and you will watch the next video as well. We invite you to learn more about tattoo pain. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. We really appreciate you. Give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.